spot. To make that happen, they've got to sweep the Jays this weekend. The Orioles getting ready for postseason play next week. First of 3 next. The Orioles on Massett, and then there were 3. And the Oriole fans on hand north of the border to see this final series of the regular season against the Toronto Blue Jays, opening up here tonight with an open roof on a beautiful day in Toronto. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. The Orioles come from the tumultuous Yankee Stadium to a ballpark that'll pretty much be empty tonight and very quiet. Exactly the opposite. For Chris Tillman, it won't make much difference. Nothing has. It's about winning, and Chris Tillman has found a way to do that this season. He'll be on the mound for the Orioles. Take a look at some of the numbers he has put up this year. They are spectacular. In the last 11 starts, he has not lost. He has gone 6-0. Take a look at the bottom, though. The team is 11-0 in those 11 starts. His ERA is 2.05 in those games. Opponents hitting only 2.04 against him. The walks, hits per innings pitched at a minuscule .92, and the strikeout walk ratio a very, very good 62-15. Chris Tillman's going to start the first playoff game for the Orioles. Those numbers and the season-long numbers, Mike Bordick, certainly made him the ace of the staff.
Well, definitely. I think coming off of last year, he proved himself to be the Orioles' ace. And this year got off to a rough start, but after the beginning of June, he really settled in, and he is starting to come true to form right now. He has been red hot. 9 of those starts he's given up 2 runs or less, and he's on a streak right now of 20 starts in a row where he's given up 3 runs or less. His fastball command is on, and really a true key for Chris Tillman. When he can locate down in the zone, he's able to elevate that fastball when he wants to the top. Gets a lot of weak fly balls with that. A lot of extra life through the zone with Chris Tillman's fastball. Secondary pitches are on right now. Command of that big curveball, and the changeup is coming up big as well. So getting hot at just the right time.
Well, there are a lot of things about the Orioles this season fans did not expect, including Oriole fans, certainly Chris Tillman among them. And the numbers on the road. I mean, winning on the road can be very tough in Major League Baseball. Chris Tillman, however, has been able to do that as well. His numbers have been outstanding. He has not lost a ball game on the road. You take a look at the Orioles' numbers since 1954, minimum 12 starts. Chris Tillman 8-0, and Jeremy Guthrie, who went 5-0, right now the only 2 in Oriole history who have a shot at going something with a 0 on the end in road games. Scotty McGregor was 14-1, Eric Bedard 8-1, Jim Palmer 8-1 back in 1982. This, of course, will be the last start for Tillman during the regular season. I mean, winning on the road like that, part of it is the fact that he's had pretty good run support, but you still got to pitch.
Well, you certainly do. And he had some setbacks early on where he was out of a ball game in the first inning. He'd given up too many runs, knocked him out, but he was able to really rebound from that. Unfortunately, the Orioles offense was able to put some runs on the board, so he was no decision a few times when he was trying to work himself through those mistakes. But you know what? It really kind of is a testament to his character. He is a great competitor. He knows what to do on the mound now. He's had experience at the major league level. Even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he finds a way to give his team a chance to win, and that's why he's had so much success on the road.
And that, above all else, Mike, may be the most telling point. Even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he still is able to win ball games. Hey, a mix of O's and J's fans. They're about set to meet each other on the field. No, not them, the teams. To you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by Accuvant, the trusted source for cyber security solutions. Could not have been a nicer weather day than what was here in Toronto today. Hope the same is true back home. So the roof's going to be open tonight. Our train game time temperature 68 degrees, humidity at 63. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. It'll be De Aza, followed by Lowe, Markakis, and Young, Clevenger, Johnson, Hundley, Flaherty, and Scope against Toronto. A very good offensive season for Nick Markakis.
And let's take a look at Drew Hutchison's pitch arsenal this season. That fastball, he likes it 66% of the time. Breaking ball, pretty good slider when it's down, 23% of the time. And the changeup good as well when it's down in the zone. Now, Hutchison has had some success against the Orioles in the past. Here's his numbers on the season. 10 wins, 13 losses, that .451 earned run average. 179 and 2/3 innings pitched. Now, this is a year he's coming off Tommy John surgery. So pretty good success on the season, but an up and down year overall. Holding opponents to a .246 batting average, has given up the 23 long balls this season. Lefties at .265 and the righties at .223. Now, Hutchison talked about the success he has had against the Orioles, and it's because he has some pretty good life on his fastball through the zone, and maybe there's a little extra life when he faces the Orioles at times. The last start against the O's, they got to him, able to put some numbers on the board. So Orioles looking to keep the offense hot against him here at the Rogers Center.
John Gibbons, skipper of the Jays, expected back next season. Not official yet, but every indication he will be returning as their manager. A ball club above 500, 81-78 right now coming into this ball game. The Orioles 10-6 against Toronto, guaranteed a season series win against Gibbons' team. So the Orioles lead it off. De Aza with a number of starters out of there tonight. De Aza moves back into the leadoff spot. A couple of hits, 7 at bats against Hutchison. Outfield will play him around to left, infield the other way, and we're underway. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Boy, what a find Alejandro De Aza has been for the Orioles. Presley was talking about the fact that at least for 1 week, really, De Aza was one of the guys that carried a ball club. You have that happen in the course of a year. You're going to have some hitters who aren't going to hit well. He came along at just the right time when some of the Oriole big bats were down, and he put the numbers up.
It seems like that's happened all year with just about every player that's been or had an opportunity to be a part of this team.
There's a big swing and a miss.
Good breaking ball right there from Hutchison. You see the effect of the slider when it is down in the zone. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. Working away, but this one just bites down and in on De Aza.
Hutchison goes to the Mark Burley School of Rhythm as he likes to get the ball and deliver it.
Yeah, rock and fire.
He does not take very much time between pitches here. You really have to be ready once you get in the batter's box. Here is Lowe, and he's going to drive that one into left field for a base hit. That's a 5-game hit streak now, as Lowe likely to be on that postseason roster. He's got a hot bat going, maybe at just the right time.
Yeah, pretty nice approach right there by Lowe. Here's a look at the Blue Jays defense tonight. The youngster Pompey out in left field. Gose and Batista will join him in the outfield. Reyes and Goins up the middle. Kawasaki over at third base and Lind at first. Navarro, the veteran catcher, behind the plate.
So the Orioles get a runner on in Lowe with good speed. Base stealers have worked against Hutchison this season. Markakis moves to the third spot with Adam Jones out of the lineup. Base stealers have only been caught 3 times in 24 attempts when Hutchinson has been pitching. Navarro's thrown out only 21%, so this is a combo you can run on, and we'll see whether or not the Orioles want to do that in this ball game.
Well, you'd love to see David Lowe try to steal a base here in the early part of the game, because I think Buck Showalter is a little concerned about the speed going into the postseason. Maybe opportunities to steal some bases and put some extra pressure on a defense or a starting pitcher. David Lowe certainly has that speed to do that.
7 out of 12 in attempts to steal this season for Lowe. The Orioles can implement that running game a little bit. It will have an impact on who's going to be in that postseason roster. You have the likes of Berry, who of course has got more speed than anybody else on this team, Quentin Berry. Lowe, normal lead over there, and the pitch by Hutchison is going to be up. Interesting, Hutchison, after delivering the pitch, instead of watching the plate, was looking at first base. You don't see that very often, but he actually threw the pitch and then turned to first to see whether or not Lowe was running or not. Now that's getting inside the head of a pitcher early in the game. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one will be fouled back by Markakis.
That's what speed does. Take a look at Nick Markakis. He has been heating up. Last 3 games, 545, 2 home runs, 6 RBI for Nick Markakis. Now, he took a few days off, rested those legs. I think that rest has certainly paid off for Markakis, getting that bat going just in time.
Nick has been swinging a hot bat here this month, hitting only .229, but it has come alive of late, and that ball down to first will be fouled off. As Markakis with a couple of home runs here in the month of September. The Orioles obviously really need to have that bat going for the postseason. Lowe's made no attempt to go from first. Lynn holding him over there. Markakis against Hutchison has picked up the 5 hits in 20 at bats. The infield moves around a little bit on him. There goes the runner. Swung on and missed. Navarro cannot make a throw. He handled a pitch inside. And was that foul tipped? Was. So Lowe's going to go back.
Hutchison here in the early going is showing a really good breaking ball. When he gets out there, and look at how deep this ball breaks. Very rarely do you see Nick Markakis swing at a pitch that bounces in the dirt. That's just a tribute to that pitch there. The depth of the slider.
He never touched that, did he?
Yeah.
It wasn't a foul ball.
It did not look like he fouled it off.
No argument anywhere, so Lowe goes back. And the throw over now by Hutchison to hold him close. A 3-game hit streak for Nick, as you saw. Looking for the double play, the infield. Not many teams put any kind of a shift on against Nick. Lowe not running, and the pitch is going to be taken outside for a ball.
Well, they try, but Nick is the wizard with the bat. Control, especially with 2 strikes. He's able to use the whole field. He can really keep the hands close and get an inside pitch out of the kitchen. And if he works the outside corner, he can slap it the other way as well as any left-handed hitter in the game.
Hutchison, 2 ball, 2 strike, runner going. There's the throw by Navarro. It will not be in time. And a stolen base. Good jump by Lowe, and he had plenty of time to read him over there, so he gets his 8th of the year.
Yeah, nice job by David Lowe. Good timing, 8th stolen base, and it was actually a real good pitch for Navarro to handle. Up and out of the strike zone. He came out of the box, but David Lowe getting it going. Good speed there. Nice stolen base. See this pitch up and away. Easy pitch for a catcher to handle and throw, but speed wins that race.
So now a runner in scoring position with a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Markakis. And Nick will take it inside, and he's on. So the Orioles have something going here in the first inning as they get a 1-out single and then the walk, and the Orioles 2 on and 1 away.
Take a look at the Jeep inside the numbers here for Drew Hutchison this season. He's made 7 starts against the Orioles in his career, and impressive numbers. 3 wins, just the 1 loss, 2.15 earned run average. Against the rest, just 12 wins, 15 losses, a 5.10 earned run average. And take a look at the opponent batting average. Keeping the Orioles to a 187, everybody else 262. So feels good against pitching against this Orioles offense.
Here is Tillman Young, who's going to get the start today as the designated hitter. Cruz out, Jones out. He's getting a rest today. Young, the 7 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season, hitting .254 with runners in scoring position. Lowe and Markakis are out there. 0-1 delivery by Hutchison's got to be hit into the hole, away from the D. Lowe will make the turn. He's coming home. Here's Bautista. The throw will come into the cutoff man, and the Orioles have the lead. You cannot stop Tillman Young. It is amazing. It doesn't matter how long he has set. He will come back into a ball game and give you offense.
Yeah, pretty impressive piece of hitting right here. Runner in scoring position, not trying to do too much, pulls the hands inside and shoots it the other way. This classic piece of hitting there by a veteran hitter. He's been through a lot of ball games. He knows what to do. And there's a runner in scoring position, and Tillman Young has been doing it all season long.
So he'll pick up his 29th RBI for the Orioles, and that one's going to be fouled back. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Keep in mind they are doing it as Clevenger stands in against Drew Hutchison, who over the last 4 home games is 3-0 with an ERA of .96 here at Rogers Center. He's fanned almost 11 for 9 innings pitched in those games at home. And the pitch will be taken outside. Clevenger getting the start at first base and getting a look at Hutchison for only the 2nd game. He's only had 2 at-bats against him. And the Orioles getting some numbers early. That's a tough chopper. Will it stay fair? No. Then we'll make sure as it curls off into foul territory, and that'll be Clevenger back.
Yeah, a lot of times on choppers like that, especially on the turf, there's a decision to be made. And, you know, that ball probably could have been fielded if he would have been aggressive, but there would have been a chance of maybe the ball or Clevenger outrunning the baseball. Bases loaded, tough situation. So Lynn playing the second hop, and ball just spins foul.
Clevenger hasn't had a lot of chances with runners in scoring position with the Orioles. 2 for 22. Runners at first and second. Breaking ball is going to miss down low, and Hutchison having a bit of a struggle with it here in the first inning. Not having the control that we have seen out of him in his starts against the Orioles, and boy, there have been lots of them this season against the Orioles. This is game number 6 that he started in. 2-1 record this year, 3-1 lifetime, 8th overall start against the O's. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one is going to be fouled off Navarro, and the count will stay at 2-2.
Clevenger keeping the bat alive, fouling off a very tough pitch. Hutchinson's come up with some pretty good sliders here in the first inning. Good job battling right there. See the pitch count now up to 20. He has struggled with some efficiency and command problems this season. We haven't seen it as often against the Orioles, but he has had some tough early exits.
Fouls that one right straight back. Had one to kind of jump on, and Clevenger couldn't quite barrel it up. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Orioles coming in with the 95 wins. The Angels have 98. So all but taking that best record in the American League. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that's going to be up high. And the long inning continues for Hutchison as he gets another 3-ball 2-strike count, as he had against Markakis before he walked him.
Well, deep counts have been a problem here recently. In his last start, he only gave up 2 runs against the Yankees, but he only lasted 4 innings, and he threw 94 pitches. So, you know, just trying to find command of that zone.
Swing and a miss, challenging with a fastball.
Well, he has a very effective fastball. That cross-body delivery adds some of the deception. Gets on the side a little bit, so there's a natural cut. You see the extra life, and Clevenger just swinging right through that one.
So now with 2 on and 2 down, here is Kelly Johnson. He's getting the start at third base, 1 for 5 off the Blue Jays starter. He will take the pitch up high for a ball. Johnson, you see the 218 overall average, but with runners in scoring position, it jumps all the way up to 277. Substantial difference for him. Markakis and Young are the base runners. That is in there for a strike from Hutchison. And the count goes to 1-1. Drew Hutchison expected to be a part of this staff, which was they had big hopes for coming into the season, but has not worked out pitching wise the way they wanted it to be. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. The Blue Jays have done it offensively. They are 4th in average and 3rd in runs, 2nd in home runs to the Orioles. With pitching, who would have thought they'd be 11th in the league, and their starters would be 11th. And that breaking ball is going to miss, and a 2-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, they're still trying to recover from just a injury late in the season last year, and trying to get back on track. There were a lot of high hopes for the Blue Jays over the last 2 seasons, but injuries have knocked them out, and now just kind of coming back. They try to get the pitchers their innings. We talked about Hutchison just last season, missed the whole year with Tommy John surgery, so typically takes a year to bounce back from that. So next year maybe be a little bit sharper. Even some of their veterans, they were hoping Dickey.
He ends up striking the side out, but the Orioles end up picking up a run. They do it on a couple of hits, will leave 2 on base. Tillman goes to the mound with a lead. Score first this season. They've got one on the board here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Tillman will face tonight for Toronto. Reyes, Bautista, Encarnacion, Lynn, Navarro, Pompey. We'll talk about him, a rookie. Kawasaki, Ghosts, and Goins. For Bautista this season, on-base percentage 2nd best in the AL.
And here's a look at Chris Tillman's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball at 54% of the time. Breaking ball going to it much more, 36% of the time this year. A lot of confidence in that pitch, and it can be a wipeout curve. Change up 10% of the time. I tell you, when he's on, if he doesn't have the command of that breaking ball, fastball, changeup, we've seen him win games with just those two pitches. 33 starts this year, second consecutive year, over 200 innings pitched. He is a workhorse now and the ace of this Orioles staff, holding opponents to a 232 overall batting average. Lefties and righties about the same, 238, 226 against Tillman.
And Reyes will lead it off with speed, and will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Reyes 6 for 18 with a home run, lifetime off Tillman. Solid year with the average at 285 and 49 RBIs. Tillman's delivery to him, that too will be right there on the outside corner, and quickly gets ahead 0-2. Chris Tillman 1-2 this year against Toronto, 4-5 lifetime against the Jays. 0-2 pitch on the way, over the top, ground ball towards the middle. This is going to be a tough play. Got to hurry that throw in time. The base hit. Flaherty trying, but with Reyes' speed, even the perfect throw would not have gotten him.
Yeah, great speed from Reyes. The chopper on the turf. It's got to be a one-time play. Take a look. Another good fastball just off the plate. He reaches out, protecting with the two strikes. And Flaherty just a little bit of a bobble, try to get a good grip there. Reyes' speed beats it out for the infield single.
Flaherty getting the job at short today. J.J. Hardy, another one of the Oriole regulars, out of the lineup just for the rest. Here is Bautista, 5-game hit streak coming into the game. Big average against Tillman. Infield playing him to pull. Bautista laces it foul the other way. 320 hitter with a couple of home runs off the Orioles starter. Bautista, the ever dangerous, here at home, hitting just under 300 this year here at Rogers Center, 298, and he's had 18 of his home runs on the year have been hit here. Tillman the look, the 0-1 delivery to him. He'll take it, and it's down low.
Just missed right there. Good fastball. All fastballs here to this point, really trying to establish it early.
Tillman trying to continue that great run we talked about. 3 earned runs or fewer, 20 consecutive starts. That goes back to June 10. Ties Steve Barber to the second longest such streak by an Orioles starter. Dave McNally holds the mark, 25 such starts. Reyes had a big lead. That one's up into the rafters here. Shortstop going back. Flaherty, and he's got it. Bautista out of there.
Well, let's take a look at the Orioles defense tonight. Kind of a new look. Probably a lineup we haven't seen all year. Deaza in left field. David Lowe in center. Markakis over in right. Flaherty and Scope up the middle. Billy Johnson getting the start at third base. And Steve Clevenger over at first. Nick Hundley behind the plate.
The Clevenger only his second start at first base. Lowe gets his 9th start in center field this year. Encarnacion, 34 home runs, 98 RBIs. Big production again. Designated hitter in the ball game. And will take the pitch away for a ball. Encarnacion, 315 against the Orioles this year. He's only had 1 home run against the O's in 16 games. That's kind of surprising, but he's got 9 RBIs against the Orioles.
No, very dangerous lineup. Of course, Bautista and Encarnacion hunkered down in the middle of it. Very dangerous combination.
1-0 delivery, and there's another one way up into the rafters. Hundley coming back, a lot of room, foul territory, and he'll put it away. 2 down. They get Bautista and Encarnacion on a couple of pop-ups.
Yeah, nice job there. First breaking ball, well placed, down and away. It's a weak pop-up there to Hundley, and then that good fastball riding up and in on Bautista to get the pop-up.
So Reyes remains at first base. Lynn coming up. Solid year with the 320 average, 40 RBIs, 6 home runs for Adam Lynn, getting the first base start in this ball game. He is 8 for 30 off Chris Tillman. Reyes 1 foot on the carpet with his lead, not going, and the pitch there for a strike.
Well, this season, take a look at Adam Lynn's power zone. He likes that ball in the inner third, middle of the plate, but it's a big red circle, so you make mistakes in the middle or in on Adam Lynn, and he is going to make you pay. And he's been swinging a good bat all season long. He's had some setbacks with some time on the disabled list, like a lot of this Blue Jays team. And I think they missed the heart of the lineup. Lynn went down, Encarnacion, Brett Lowry, all about the same time through July and August. And that's when they got taken over by the Orioles, and the Orioles never looked back.
Yes, and just how much they miss Lynn, it shows up in what he's done since he's come back. After coming off the DL, he's hitting .316 with a .561 slugging percentage. 10 RBIs, 16 games. Reyes back to the bag. With only 3 games left to go, even though you've got speedsters like Reyes, whether they'll run or not remains an issue here. It's not that they don't want to win, but players are not going to contest in situations where there might be an injury if they don't have to. That's just a fact of life. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. And Tillman, of course, almost impossible to run on anyway. Only been 4 attempts. There's only been 1 who's stolen a base, 1 out of 4 against him all year, which still is one of the unbelievable numbers to me.
It is amazing.
I mean, when you've made 33 starts, you're over 200 innings pitched, and you've only had 4 base stealing attempts against you. That's just phenomenal. Behind the plate, Hundley at 19% throwing him out. And there you see the good quick move. The respect shown by Reyes on the pitch before that. Reyes was leaning back to the bag rather than towards second base.
He was getting out there really trying to extend his lead, more of a one-way type of lead, see if he could get in the head of Tillman a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Up the middle, that hits Tillman. And no play. Where did it hit him, and is he all right? Base hit for Lynn. Looks like he may have gotten that with leather.
Yeah, just a comeback or calf. The look here. Yeah, it got him in that right calf. He bounced off the mound. The baseball fine.
So that's one they'll be watching as the game goes along. Feel good for the moment while the adrenaline takes over.
Yeah.
We'll see how he feels as the game moves along. And you see Buck Showalter pointing down, talking to the trainer at the other end of the bench, Richie Bancells. Here is Navarro now with runners on at first and second, 2 singles. Navarro will go after the first pitch, and he fouls it back. He is 4 for 11 off Tillman, and with the Orioles leading 1-0, Jays get a chance to come right back and put a run up on the board here if they can get the 2-out RBI. There are your base runners, Reyes and Lynn.
Well, these are the situations where Chris Tillman has really had incredible success since that date you mentioned, June 10th. And prior to that, he was having some trouble, had some big innings, getting hit around a little bit. But he's found ways to really minimize damage when runners get on.
That one ripped towards the corner, but it's a foul ball by a couple of feet. Well, there's the one to hit in your at bat. If you go by the baseball adage, you only get one.
Yeah, that one was up in the zone a little bit. He got after it. The head out just foul.
Runners back to first and second base, and a 2-strike count on Navarro. Navarro's had an amazing year in the this department, these situations. He's hitting .348 with runners in scoring position. Puts him up among the leaders in the American League in that department. Navarro ranks 3rd behind only Brantley and Adam Eaton for that runner in scoring position batting average. Orioles leader right now is Adam Jones. He's climbed back into the top 10, 9th in the league. 0-2 delivery on the way, and he'll watch that one. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tillman trying to work his way. First innings have been a problem at times for him this season, giving up 21 first inning runs, the most of any innings pitched for Chris Tillman, and he's, like many starters, trying to figure out how to cut that number down. 1-2 pitch, taken the other way, near the seats and out of play. Kelly Johnson after it, no chance.
Almost looked like that ball was just drifting into the stands. For a second, it looked like he had a beat on the ball, and then it just took off and ended up 3 or 4 rows into the seats.
During the ball game tonight, I'm going to use some of the great works that Bob Elliott recognized at the Hall of Fame in the writers section, as he had a great article in the Toronto Sun today about the Toronto Blue Jays and their future, and he was talking about Navarro has started more games this year than any since 2009. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And Tillman comes away with a strikeout. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Orioles have the lead. Zach from Rasberg has won $500 for being selected. You get $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game. All these home runs the Orioles have put up, the lottery's awarded over $150,000 to all its contestants. Play the Orioles scratch off today for a chance to win up to $60,000. Find out more at mdlottery.com/Orioles. Oriole fans on hand. Come on, turn around. Look this way. Turn around. For the love of heaven. There you go. Thank you so much.
They do face painting here.
That is.
That's great.
That's great. That looks great. And the pitch will be fouled back by Nick Hundley. Hundley at 0 for 5 off Hutchison. The Orioles with the 1-0 lead as we go to the second inning. Flaherty and then Jonathan Scope will be due up. Hutchison's delivery and another one. It'll be fouled back. Fastball, 93 miles an hour. Every game Hutchison has pitched against the Orioles has had something interesting going on in it. The first start he had was his 3rd start of the season. It was the 3rd time in 6 starts going back to last year he hadn't given up a run. That'll go to left. It'll stay up. Pompey puts it away. 1 down.
We're going to take a look at our deep inside the numbers. Most home runs at an opponent's ballpark since 2012. Well, the Nationals just tearing it up at Citi Field with 53. Blue Jays, they like hitting at Fenway Park, but the Orioles 42 home runs here at Rogers Center. Guys have been doing some damage since 2012. Chris Davis, Adam Jones, Nelson Cruz putting up the big numbers here.
1 down, nobody on. Here is Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty will foul it away. In the second start Hutchinson had against the Orioles, he had a career high 9 strikeouts. In his 3rd start against the Orioles, it was his 5th start without allowing an earned run. In his next start against the Orioles, he retired 26 out of 28 batters, including 22 in a row. And in his last start against the Orioles, he had a career high 11 strikeouts, 21 strikeouts over the 2 starts, consecutive starts, even though he took the loss, gave up 6 runs, 5 hits, and 6 1/3 in that last outing. So he's had numbers to talk about in every start against the Orioles. That one will come inside to Flaherty, and the count will go to 2-1. Flaherty's got an 0 for 9 off Hutchison. Certainly finishing up the month of September the way he and the Orioles want to see it go for Ryan Flaherty, hitting 300 this month. And that one's going to go in the gap. That'll be a base hit. Hits that hard carpet. Keeps on rolling. He's going to try for 2. Here's the throw by Ghost. Not in time. Hustling double for Flaherty.
A great piece of hitting right there by Ryan Flaherty. And thinking double out of the box. You have to. Good speed out in center field. Take a look at the pitch. The fastball working itself away, but he stays on it. Driving it back through the middle. This ball cutting away from Ghost. And you see the good speed. Stopping it from getting to the wall. Ryan Flaherty sinking 2 out of the box. In there safely with the headfirst dive. 15th double for Ryan.
So put that average over 300 for September. Jonathan Schoop stands in for the Orioles. That's hit number 3 off Hutchison. Schoop has had 1 hit off Hutchison. That was a home run, 1 for 7. Jonathan trying to get out of a little hole he's in right now. He hasn't had a hit in his last 12 at bats. 208 on the year for the Orioles second baseman. 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball will miss. 2-0. Orioles 1 for 3 in the first inning with runners in scoring position against Hutchison. Here's another opportunity in the second. Two-0 pitch. Strike catching it at the knees. 2-1.
A couple breaking balls really kind of slowing him down. Then sneaks a fastball. Good hitters count. Typically, you see Jonathan Schoop let it fly. 2-0 fastball count, but it was painted on the outside corner.
And Schoop can't catch up to the heater. Came back with another one at 94 miles an hour.
A little extra on this. 94, a firmest fastball to this point. Another well-located pitch right on the outside edge.
Flaherty, good lead at second. And the pitch will be taken down and away. So a full count. Third full count already in the ball game for Hutchison. 3-2. That will push that pitch count up in a hurry. Flaherty, good secondary lead, not trying to hold him. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled back. We'll do it again. Well, Schoop has earned the job at second base. Certainly didn't have it when the season started. Really nobody had anchored it down. He will be there for the postseason. Flaherty, one of those who was talked about, maybe the second baseman for much of the year. That didn't go that way. 3-2 delivery on the way to him, and Schoop fights off another one.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting how all that worked out. Machado starts the season on a disabled list, so they had to do some shuffling. And Jonathan Schoop ended up playing a little bit of third base and Flaherty second base, and they moved around a little bit, and then Hardy went down at times, so Flaherty had to go to short, Schoop over to third base. So, you know, they had to wait almost a month and a half before that infield could really settle in. And when it did, Jonathan Schoop started rolling up some double plays. He was down on the high fastball there, but you heard just a number of times where Buck Showalter would say he turns it better than any second baseman in the game with his strong arm. Look at the good Hutchison fastball riding to the top of the zone, getting it by Jonathan Schoop.
4 strikeouts in the ball game for Hutchison, so now 2 away. Flaherty remains at second, and that will bring up De Aza. De Aza, strikeout victim, his first time up, and he will take the pitch outside for a ball. Nick Markakis has held down this leadoff spot. This is only the 7th time this year Markakis has not been in the leadoff spot. He hit third on May 1, led off in 128 straight games. But tonight, with players rested, Markakis goes to the third spot. De Aza goes to the leadoff spot, which is where De Aza was with the White Sox.
Yeah, and I really don't think you could put Nick Markakis in any spot in the lineup and his approach would change. I think he's just a pure hitter.
That'll go the other way down the line. Pompey coming over, diving. Whoa, what a catch! The rookie Pompey hauls it in, and that will end the inning. Don Gibbons saying this young man came all the way from A-ball to the majors. We didn't intend to play him, but that's how he's playing, so he started. Later in our ball game tonight, brought to you by Miller. Orioles with a 1-0 lead, bottom half of the second inning. And as Mike Bordick pointed out, and you only can do this if you have played Major League Baseball. That man who makes a great defensive play, will he lead off the next inning?
It always happens.
Mike knows those things from playing.
Yeah.
Here's Dalton Pompey. What a great name.
Yeah, it is. The top prospect, too. You mentioned really like him. Obviously a great defensive player. Still young, just 21 years old.
Senior center fielder, rather, by trade. Ghost is out there. They like to have him in center. Oh, and delivery on the way, and that one is tagged. Well, mercy. It'll take a hop off the top of the wall. He's thinking about 3, not thinking about it anymore. Triple. How about that for back-to-back plays? Ends an inning with a great catch. Looks at a pitch and drives it some 400 feet away for a triple.
Pretty impressive. I mean, we saw the great speed on the diving play, but here off the bat, nice swing. Jumps on the Tillman fastball. He sees it's not out of the park. He just puts his head down. See him glancing out there, and right there, he made his decision. I'm going to 3, and he did not look back. He's cruising on into third base.
What makes it even better for the Jays, he is Canadian. He is the 19th to play for Toronto. The infield now at third base. Johnson is in. There's the bunt. It is a safety squeeze. This could be a base hit. Flip, not in time, gets away. Base hit, Kawasaki. Pompey scores. Ball game tied at 1. Safety squeeze by Kawasaki.
Well, very well placed. And the Orioles played it about as well as they could. Chris Tillman taking that deep angle to go back and get it. And you see him just taking his time. Gets it where he wants to. And Chris Tillman, he gets off the mound pretty good. Takes the deep angle, but the ball just beats him. And then when Scope tries to make the glove play, catches Tillman on the leg as they cross paths.
Well, Kawasaki gets it done, and the ball game is tied up. 16th RBI for Kawasaki. Here's Ghost, more speed. Johnson in at third. Way in. Delivery by Tillman. That's rocketed to center field. Boy, we've had a couple of balls here. The one by Pompey and the one by Ghost. I mean, those were barrel-up hits, and on with a single, first and second.
Now this ball is smoked, and Chris Tillman pretty lucky that one didn't get a piece of it. Already took a comebacker in the calf. That one just misses, catching him on the back.
So the Jays back here tying the ball game up 2-1. Still nobody out. And their number 9 hitter, Ryan Goins, coming up. 2 for 11 with a home run lifetime off Chris Tillman. Goins hitting only 154 in September. Looking for a bunt. They get it. They can bunt. I'll say that for him. Tillman's throw. Not in time. I don't think he was on the bag. Orioles may want to look at this. Jonathan Scope thought he had the bag. First base umpire Jim Wolf said no. Goins, good bunt.
You see Scope get there. That right foot is on. But when he went to go for a stretch, it kind of slipped a little bit. The question is, did his foot stay on that edge of the base? Did it ever really come off?
But Showalter looking in to get the sign from the video replay expert. Whether Adam tells him thumbs up or down. Thumbs down, no challenge. So they have loaded the bases. A couple of bunts, hard triple.
You see Jonathan Scope getting there, try to get his feet in a good position. That back foot slipped off the back edge.
That'll be a base hit. So we've had 4 hitters, a triple, and 3 singles. 2 of them excellent bunts. Now Reyes with the bases loaded. That's 6 hits for Toronto all of a sudden. Johnson will stay in at third. Sacks full, nobody out. Rest of the infield back. And he was ready to uncork on that one. Breaking ball, though. He was looking fastball, and they'll take it for a strike.
Well, they've been jumping on him here in this inning. That first pitch, Tillman trying to get ahead, so why not mix in a breaking ball? Start to think about something else.
Reyes 222 with runners in scoring position. Got a single his first time up. Tillman's delivery to him. Reyes will put one in the air to center field. Runner will tag at third. Kawasaki tagging. Lowe's got it. Throw will come into third base. And he didn't go. He went back. Kawasaki, the Orioles were giving him that run, and he went back to third base.
Now the fly ball not that deep. Kawasaki pretty good speed. David Lowe coming in though gets himself in a pretty good position. He just says I'm going to give him the run and throws it into third base. Kawasaki putting the brakes on.
Wow. So there's a break for the Orioles. Run they could have had, they don't. And Kawasaki remains at third, and the bases remain loaded with one away. And here's Bautista with the sacks full. Here's a dangerous section of the ball game early. Tillman's delivery to him. Bautista will foul that one back.
Pretty good changeup right there from Chris Tillman. Started Reyes off with a breaking ball. Bautista, good change down and away. They start mixing them up. I mean, it's one thing to really establish your fastball, but they were getting on him. I mean, 4 consecutive hits early in the count.
Bautista's tied for third in the league in home runs. That's going to go down the line. There's one and there's two. How about that? Clevenger makes the play at first base, and the inning is over. A run in on 4 hits with 2 left on, but with the bases loaded and nobody out, they do not put a run across in that situation. 1-1. Is back. The Orioles are inviting in-need kids to attend games 1 and 2 of the AL Division Series. It's called the Orioles Reach Knothole Gang. Nearly 1,400 children will be experiencing the excitement of the yard for those games. And in addition, it helps raise funds for nonprofit groups. The Orioles are going to auction off several pairs of front row field box tickets to the games 1 and 2 of the ALDS. Pitch is on the way, showing bunt. That one will be dropped off by David Lowe. Now you can get in on this, not only helping the kids see a ball game, but also raising money for the charitable work done. Go to Orioles.com/auction until Tuesday for games 1 and Wednesday for game 2. Both cutoff times are 8 p.m. Place your bids for those seats with the effort to raise money for these nonprofit groups. Knothole gangs, of course, around baseball forever fouled off. I was reading a book the other day on the St. Louis Browns. They even had a program for the Knothole Gang kids, they called it, where preseason you could go to the ballpark if you were 12 and under, I think it was, and get free tickets for the year and sit in center field.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was a way to, because the knothole thing, of course, kids, of course, punching holes in outfield fences to look at games where that all came from. Lowe is retired as he goes down swinging, and one away here in the third inning.
Hutchison's shown a really good slider, a good depth, and the strong finish at the end, just biting down and in. Lowe gets a piece of it. Navarro, nice job of hanging on there.
Averages almost a strikeout per inning. In fact, with the 5 he's got in this game, he does average a strikeout an inning. And he obviously is above that here. He's got 5 and 3. Tremendous math on my part. Here is Nick Markakis. Markakis drew a walk his first time up and was stranded. He'll go after that one down the line at third. Bobby Dickerson making a fine fielding play, vying for a spot on the postseason infield roster.
Well, defense has been a little suspect here recently, and Bobby Dickerson, former shortstop, can pick it. Kirby laughing about that play. No way.
Stoic, as always, at third. Inside fastball that will just miss. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Hutchison so far. We're in a 1-1 ball game. Tillman getting out of what could have been a really tough second inning. Markakis will swing through it. And the count goes to 1-2.
Well, Hutchison's showing some good life through the zone again. I don't know if it's just the Orioles that he gets fired up about or what. We showed the stats against all other teams. The number's not there, but his ball's moving all over the place right now.
Just missed outside. Well, you got Jones, Hardy, Cruz not playing in this game. Rested? Yes. Why? Jones is 3 for 21 off Hutchison. Hardy's 3 for 19. Cruz is 3 for 18. Ground ball down to first. I mean, one of the things you're trying to do, not that Buck Showalter would ever talk about it, but you're trying to get all of your players into the best position you can for that first playoff game, both physically and mentally.
Sure.
So if you can keep them out against a guy that seems to be able to dominate them and get them in against guys they hit against.
Oh, yeah. Build your confidence up. And, yeah, I think Buck's going to probably do some more things like that here in this series. Keep guys off the turf.
Navarro will tag him out. Strikeout number 6.
Another good breaking ball there. Really pitched Nick Markakis tough in this at bat. So he can get on the side and pull down. There it is, just biting down into the dirt. Nick Markakis out in front. A good finish gets him again.
And here is Delman Young, hitting 4th in the lineup. RBI base hit. His first time up, designated hitter in this ball game. Delman on the road this year has hit .284, 3 home runs in road games for the Orioles, the hit machine. Right off the bench in this ball game and delivering. That one breaks down and an 0-2 count. Well, Young against Toronto this year, .294.
I was going to say, even when Hutchison's had his real good games against the Orioles, I don't think I've seen his slider this sharp. He is really burying it.
Another one that's going to miss outside this time. Hutchison will be part of the rotation in all likelihood for next season. Dickey, Burley, probably Stroman. Swing and miss. Mercer. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He strikes the side out. He did that in the first inning. He does it again in the third. And he's got 7 Ks. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by Luna, the beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate. Call 877-241. Folks around the ballpark here at Rogers Center. Decent crowd. They haven't been drawing here since they were eliminated. Oriole fans helping to fill up some of the seats here. A number of family members on hand to watch some of the Orioles play. Chris Tillman in a 1-1 ball game, working in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Encarnacion will lead it off and will take the slider outside for a ball. He popped out his first time up. Tillman, no walks, 1 strikeout so far.
Yeah, he'd like to have a clean inning, though. They've been putting some pressure on him. First and second inning, escaping some jams.
And that pitch will be in the inside corner. Encarnacion didn't think so, but a called strike. 98 RBIs, ranks 10th in the American League in runs batted in. 34 home runs. He's 1 behind Bautista for the team lead. 7th in the American League. That ball just a little bit high. Will go on a fly to the backstop.
Yeah, he lost that one. Oh boy, take a look here. Just slipped right out of his hand.
What's he got against the keg? It's a fine place. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and a fastball comes right back and puts it in the strike zone. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
So almost hits the mascot with the pitch prior, and then dots a fastball down and away to get that second strike.
Encarnacion waiting on it, swing and a miss, and he gets him. Strikeout number 2 for Tillman.
A couple good fastballs right there from Chris Tillman. One away and that one down and in. You see that overhand release point. That is that downhill angle you're talking about. He just drives it to Hundley's glove. Big strikeout there.
That'll bring Lynn to the plate. Power bat. Tillman's pitch to him will be outside for a ball. Against Tillman now, 9 hits and 31 at bats for Adam Lynn. Lynn just under 300 against the Orioles this season. That fastball is going to catch it, and the count goes to 1-1.
Good one there. I was talking to pitching coach Dave Wallace earlier today about Chris Tillman, and first thing he said is his makeup is just off the charts. You just don't find guys that have this type of mental strength every time they take the hill. he doesn't get flustered. Even when in these jams we've seen early on and throughout the course of the season, he trusts what he has and he attacks.
It's a great year for the Orioles after his 14th win inside in the dirt. The Orioles have gone 24-9 in his starts this season. And as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, the Orioles have won the last 11 starts that Tillman's had. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Lynn. Foul back. Chris is now tied for first in starts. This is his 34th start of the year. Opponent batting average against him only .232. That is the 5th best number in the American League. He's gained the confidence of his manager, Buck Showalter. 2-ball, 2-strike count. That one lifted towards second, base hit. Low to get it. And Linda's on. It's 2 for 2. This one with 1 down. Orioles headed to the postseason, and if you want to be part of it, place a non-refundable deposit of $250 per seat on 2015 13-game plans. And the American League Championship Series pre-sale opportunity is yours. Step up to a 29-game or full season plus deposit. Get access to an earlier pre-sale and guaranteed tickets to at least one ALCS game. Go to Orioles.com/postseason. Place your deposit today for the games coming up at Camden Yards. 1 down. Here's Deanna Navarro. Navarro, a strikeout his first time up. Tillman's delivery to him, and another one of those towering pop-ups. Flaherty's been the one to see them, and he's got it. 2 down.
Well, so hard for hitters to get on top of that fastball that rides up in the top of the zone from Chris Tillman. You see so many of those weak pop-ups. The pitch looks so good, but there's extra finish there. The good rotation on the four-seam fastball. It's a lot of weak pop-ups to the infield, shallow outfield.
And here is Dalton Pompey. The rookie came all the way through A-ball, A, AA, AAA, and now the majors. From Mississauga, Ontario, up by the airport here by Toronto. 2 down, runner on at first base. What a season. At A-ball, he played 70 games. He hit .319, 6 home runs. At AA ball in New Hampshire, he hit .295, had 3 home runs, 31 games. AAA Buffalo, he played 12 games, hit .358. 5 RBIs. So overall in the year in the minors, .317, 9 homers, 51 RBIs, and 43 stolen bases. That one's hit in down the line, and he's got another one. Lind is not fast. Chased into the corner. Marquez Rivera's going to wave him home. Here comes a throw to the plate, and way off the mark. It'll be backed up by Tillman. Lind scores from first. Pompey's got a double and an RBI.
Another good piece of hitting there from the youngster Dalton Pompey, and Adam Lind had to put the Jets on, scoring all the way from first base. See the circle change grip. He gets that front foot down, and look at him reach down there. Gets that ball on the sweet part of the bat, hooking it down the right field line. And there is a lot of room. Nick Markakis playing over in that gap, but he gets the ball in nicely to Scope. Scope lets it go, but he rides high over the head of Nick Hundley. See Markakis closing the distance down. See Adam Lind. He's chugging around there. He knows he's got to turn on the Jets, and a good throw. It would have been close at the plate.
Pompey's got 3 RBIs. That could be a problem. Scope's got to hurry. That's off the mark. Run coming home. Throw to the plate. Not in time, and gets away. Runner's going to go to second with nobody there to back it up. So Pompey scores. When he saw the throw, pull Clevenger off the bag. He just kept on going. 2 runs in the inning. Kawasaki credited with a single and an RBI, an error on Clevenger to allow the runner to go to second base.
Well, tough chance here. The little chopper up the middle. Jonathan Scope showing the good range, and it's a tough off-balance throw. Just that hesitation gives Pompey the opportunity to score from second base. He does not let up. Pretty good job of base running here. The third base coach sending him all the way there once he touches third. That's some aggressive baseball right there.
Wow. And a 3-1 lead, 2 runs in the inning, and the Orioles another error. The defense, of course, such a part of the Orioles over the last 3 years. This does not include the error just committed, 18 in September.
Yeah, it has been a tough month. Now, certainly missing Manny Machado and obviously spelling some players. Steve Clevenger, rare start at first base. Just a little bit of court awareness, understanding the speed that's on the bases. You see what speed does. Puts a lot of pressure on an offense. Jonathan Schoop had to rush that throw. Then Clevenger, just that little bit of hesitation. He ends up rushing the throw. Kawasaki finds himself in scoring position. So, yeah, it's been a little sloppy. I think Buck Showalter and everybody in this Orioles infield hopes they can tighten it up a little bit as we go into the postseason.
The Jays just running all over the place here. What a game by Pompey already. He's been on twice with a triple, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored. Kawasaki's got 2 hits with 2 RBIs and a 3-1 lead for Toronto. Here is Ghost, and he'll foul that one away. Ghost had a single his first time up. Toronto 3 runs on 9 hits. The Orioles a run on 3 hits in the game. Forcing the play on Clevenger that time was Kawasaki and Pompey, as Pompey turned in to the plate. He never really stopped at third. Here's the 0-2 delivery by Tillman, and the pitch will be up high for a ball.
It was actually a pretty nice play by Clevenger to catch the ball from Jonathan Schoop, but then it's just the awareness to understand about the speed on third base. Just get that head back up, pick up the runners.
Goes with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. There are 2 down. Kawasaki off second, and he swings through it for the strikeout. So Tillman has his 3rd K, but a couple of runs in on 3 hits and an error with 1 left, and it is a 3-1 Toronto lead. University of Maryland University College. The year 1966, October 9. Paul Blair, he would get the final out of the World Series, the Orioles' first championship in franchise history. The Orioles swept the favored Dodgers 4 games, did so without allowing a run for 33 consecutive innings. Frank Robinson, who you saw put the blast on there, was named the World Series MVP. 286, 2 homers, and triple, 3 RBI. Celebrate. Will they do it again this season? We are going to find out. So a 3-1 ball game as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Orioles, Clevenger, strikeout victim, Johnson, and then Hundley coming up. Clevenger threw the fastball at 93, which is where Hutchison has been for the ball game with the heater.
Yeah, he's been riding that fastball up at the top of the zone, and you see the late life. There's a little bit of movement. He has a 2-seam fastball and that 4-seam fastball, but a good finish on all of them.
Clevenger 2 for 9 against Toronto in the limited games he has played against them. He will be one of the players in all likelihood who will be on the those who wait also serve list, traveling with the ball club as a 3rd catcher, but not on the postseason roster. But you've got to have a 3rd catcher available. 1-2 delivery on the way. That hit home plate. Chopper goes on this hard carpet to 3rd. And not handled cleanly by Land, and on is Clevenger. And it'll be an error charged on Kawasaki on the throw to first base.
Some sloppy baseball here from both teams. Kawasaki getting up there, the low throw, but an easy play for Adam Lind, but he just catches it on the end of the glove, kind of bends it back, doesn't stick in there. See it bend the web back and just bounce out.
So the Orioles get the leadoff man on via the error. Hutchison gets 70% of leadoff batters. This is the first leadoff batter the Orioles have had on. Kelly Johnson, a strikeout victim, his first time up, takes the pitch away for a ball. Kelly, of course, has played for everybody in the East, including Toronto. Kelly Johnson now with a chance to get the Orioles back into this thing. And that ball put in the air to left center field. It is in the gap and racing, and a catch Gose. And back goes Clevenger. That's why Gose is in center, even though Pompey is a center fielder and playing left. Gose can chase him down.
Boy, can he. That ball was all in the gap, filling it right up. Take a look at this closing speed. He's running it down. Good concentration, top speed right there as he reaches out, makes that play, gets it back into the infield.
So Kelly Johnson denied an extra base hit and probably an RBI in that play. Here is Nick Hundley. Hundley flied out to left field, first time up. Clevenger back at first, and the pitch will be there for a strike. For Hundley, looking for his first hit against Toronto this year. He has an 0 for 12 this season against them. Hutchison with the pitch, fastball in the air to right field near the line. Bautista coming over, runner back to first. 2 down. Orioles fans can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content at ozbirdsnest.com. Enter today's bonus code SIRHOFF before midnight tonight to receive 2 bonus tokens and be entered to win the monthly prize of the autographed player photo or the year-end prize, 2 tickets to opening day next year. That's the ozbirdsnest.com.
They have to enter Surhoff?
Surhoff.
Really?
Remember him?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
He just went down to instructional league.
Yes. Pitch is swung on, foul tipped. He's one of the many Orioles doing special things this time of year.
What's that?
One of the many Orioles doing special things this time of year for the O's.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Headed to the postseason.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, B.J. Surhoff obviously down there helping out the kids in the instructional league, but just found out that Matt Wieters is going to go to Detroit. He's going to be like super scout, do a little bit of scouting for Buck Showalter and the Orioles.
Wow.
I think that's pretty good.
That's great. I mean, Matt's been around. He stayed with the ball club even though he wasn't going to be able to play. And now he's going to, so he'll be a playoff scout in Detroit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great.
It sure is, because he's obviously very familiar, with that team, the pitchers, the bullpen, but, getting in touch with obviously that offense that's just so dangerous and find ways to get them out. So I think it's a great opportunity, for the Orioles to have Matt go there and give his insight and his scouting, because really that's what he does on a daily basis anyway. He scouts other teams. He scouts hitters. He scouts pitchers. And I think that's a huge asset. And it's good for Matt, too. Big for helping him, feel like part of this as he's been here now.
Flaherty will go down swinging. That's 8 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, an error, and a base runner left on. Super Scout Matt Wieters on his way to Detroit. To conclude this regular season, we're going to open our Major League Notebook with the playoffs starting next week. From Detroit, the Detroit Free Press, Drew Sharp. Anything short of a World Series title for the Tigers is a failure. After 4 straight cracks at the crown, only the Tigers and Cardinals have currently advanced to 4 straight postseasons. And the likely opponent in the division series for the Orioles, probably the Tigers. The American League Central right now, the Tigers' magic number is 2 with the Royals. Any combination. Tiger wins, Royals losses equals 2. Tigers take the Central. The wild card, the Royals, now their magic number for the first wild card spot is 2 over the A's. And for the A's, their magic number is 2 over Seattle. Final weekend. Goings up, and he will take the pitch for a strike. National League, things have really settled down. Nationals have clinched. Dodgers have clinched the division. Cardinals now, their magic number 3 over the Pirates. So right down to the final weekend for those teams. That ball down the line at third took a hop. Johnson's got it. Play made. Goins is retired. Also in our Major League Notebook regarding teams headed to the postseason, the Royals are going to go. Kansas City star Andy McCullough, as the club prepares for the playoffs, lining up for a likely wild card game against the A's. Eric Hosmer has caught fire. Last 6 games, he's gone 13 for 29, 6 doubles, and a home run. Their offense has come alive.
It really has. And they have been looking for that offense for a couple years now. Eric Hosmer Really swinging it well.
Tonight, KC leads the White Sox by a score of 2-0. Kansas City, pretty good shape. Take that first wild card spot. And the pitch is going to be inside. Pirates, Giants battle there. Wild card. The Pirates, their magic number for the first wild card spot is 2 over the Giants. Giants are going to be in it. They've clinched. All the National League teams are there. It's just what order they're going to be in. Reyes leadoff spot is singled and flied out. 3-1. Toronto on top. 3-9-1. Toronto 1-3-1 for the Orioles. Showed bunt. Comes back. Takes the pitch. It is a ball. A lot of base runners have been on here, with Toronto having left 5 already. The Orioles have left 4. Both teams have had some chances.
I like the fact that Orioles are being tested here defensively. They've been on the bottom of the lineup. Everybody can lay down a bunt. Good speed there. Of course, Reyes at the top. So put a little pressure on them. I think Buck Showalter is still kind of feeling things out for who's going to start at second and third base, although it appears that Flaherty would be at third and Scope at second base. You know, the defense, we've talked about the struggles here this month. A lot of times it's just how do you handle these type of situations, the bunt situations, runners at first and third. Is there panic involved? And Buck's all about trusting a player. Flaherty's been through it. He's played in the postseason. Jonathan Scope has had a real solid year this year. So being tested now the last few games before the postseason, I think is important for these guys, how they respond, especially a player like Kelly Johnson now over at third base, and Ferretti. So we'll see him playing again this weekend. You're going to find out if Buck can trust you in the 7th, 8th inning in a postseason game.
Exactly. Toronto will do that with the speed they've got on this ball club. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Tillman working against Reyes. And a timeout asked for by Reyes, and he got it. Toronto players talking about Tillman before the game were saying this windup, which isn't a windup, is real tough on him. So try to pick up the baseball from Tillman, who just has that little set throw. Not easy to see. Ball put to second base in the air. Scope back, and he's got it. Tillman's had a number of these high pop-outs in the game. Time for all fans to tweet your photo using hashtag #MASSandFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Going to bring Bautista up and the infield shift into play. He is 0 for 2. He has popped out, and that ended into a big double play line drive to first. And the bases loaded in that second inning with nobody out, and they got only 1 run. As he ended up ending the inning on a shot to first. Clevenger caught and was able to get to the bag well ahead of Goings. Double it up. 1-0 delivery. Off speed pitch is going to come inside, and the count goes 2-0.
Now this delivery from Chris Tillman, we've seen it kind of evolve over the last 6 seasons, and he was up and down. 2012, when he came up again in the middle of the summer, he came back with this kind of a newly found delivery where he was almost in the stretch. He was more off to the side, and it's kind of evolved into this strictly the stretch. You see him standing there, it's like there's a runner at first base. But it's something he worked on in the minor leagues with pitching coach Mike Griffin, as he was bouncing back and forth, trying to fine-tune that delivery and keep it consistent, something that he could repeat. And he locked into it. He did not look back. When he came up in that summer of 2012, he's been a monster ever since.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Bautista will take the big cut and will foul that one back. Bautista, 2 home runs and 10 RBIs against the Orioles this season. A .302 career batting average against the Orioles, with 19 lifetime home runs against those pitchers. 2-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down. Tillman's delivery again will be foul back. Tillman looking for his first clean inning of the ball game.
Yeah, it has not been easy. First 3 innings, a lot of pressure on him all the way through.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way again. Boy, Bautista fighting off some pitches. Trying to line one up to drive.
Tillman's best fastball right there, 94 miles an hour, outside corner.
Be the 8th pitch of the at bat to Bautista. Again, the 2-2. Breaking ball that time. Able to take it, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Encarnacion. Mano a mano, 3-2 delivery. Bautista, an off-speed pitch. Got him out in front of it. 4 strikeouts for Tillman. He retires the side in order. Toronto has a 3-1 lead. Oh, baby. Lesson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. City Lights here in Toronto, this great metropolitan city where the building never stops. People keep moving downtown. Take a look at the highest run differential. This series has got a chance to have some runs cross the plate. This month, the Pirates have the best differential coming into today's play. But the Orioles and Jays are 2 and 3, followed by the Rockies and the Dodgers. Biggest run differentials in September. How about that for the Pirates? Oh, number 1. And a breaking ball is in there for a strike. Jonathan Schoop leading it off. Hutchison has walked 1, struck out 8. Schoop, one of the strikeout victims. Only batter for the Orioles who has not struck out is Nick Hundley. He's really spread them out.
He's got some good stuff working tonight. Live fastball, sharp slider.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And how often, I'm just looking at the scoreboard, how often do you see that? He's got 8 strikeouts, 8 different players going into the 5th inning of the game.
Sharing the wealth, right?
Yeah. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles run first inning. Delman Young, RBI base hit. Second inning, tied up. Kawasaki picking up the RBI on a beautiful bunt after Pompey had tripled. They would add to it in the 3rd inning. Pompey RBI double. Kawasaki another RBI single. Pompey and Kawasaki. 2-2 delivery on the way. And Hutchison thought he had a strike there. Doesn't get the call. So another 3-2 count, and he's up to 76 thrown. Full count delivery, and that'll be a base hit into left field. Pompey will play it back in, and Schoop is on with a base hit. He gets out of an 0 for 13. Now the Orioles headed to October. Be there for 1-hour postseason editions of O's Extra both before and after every game. Follow the Birds on Twitter at Masson Orioles for news, game updates, and chances to win prizes. Masson, your maximum Orioles postseason network. Those waiting to see who it will be. It certainly looks like it'll be the Tigers. Here's De Aza in at third. Kawasaki. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. De Aza with a runner on and nobody out. Orioles with 4 hits in the game. De Aza's hitting .333 this year in all of the at-bats he's had against Toronto. 4 RBIs. 1-0 delivery to him. That one's put up deep to right field. Bautista going back. Can't get it. It'll take a hop up and over and save a run for the moment. So a ground rule double. Schoop will have to stop at third base, and De Aza got all of that one for his first hit.
Well, he did. I think he got more than Bautista expected. Bautista trying to take that sharp pursuit angle. You see De Aza getting on the elevated pitch, left up and out over Bautista's line a little too tight, and ends up beating him in the gap. Hops up over the wall.
So he continues to hit in an Orioles uniform. De Aza came in hitting .311 in the 18 games with the Orioles, including 10 RBIs. and 11 runs scored. And really impressive for De Aza. That's just for the Orioles. So the Orioles down by 2, have those 2 on, and here is Lowe. He has singled and struck out. Orioles 5 hits in the game. Infield stays back. Lowe will take the pitch. He'll be down low for a ball. Only Kawasaki, the third baseman, will be in with a left-hander up. Lowe trying to get at least that run in from third base. Jonathan Scope, base hit here, could easily score a couple with De Aza's speed.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities here for David Lowe to really put some more pressure on this Blue Jays team with the infield back, the ground ball. Certainly scored Jonathan Scope, sac fly, but base hit. Certainly what he's looking for.
Lowe to runner coming home. Play's going to have to go to first. Reyes will get it there. The Orioles will get a run. So credit Lowe with an RBI. Over to third base goes De Aza. Home goes Scope, and it is a 3-2 ball game.
Pretty productive ground ball out right there. Scoring the run and then moving De Aza over to third base. Another opportunity there.
Now the infield's going to move in with 1 out. Nick Markakis has walked and struck out. He'll try and go to the plate here. De Aza takes off on contact on a ground ball. Pitch will be inside. Hutchison has 4 wild pitches, 7 hit batters. There is Marcus Stroman coming off the suspension today. The incident in Baltimore. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that pitch is going to be inside. And the count goes 2-0 on Markakis.
Hutchison trying to be real careful to Nick Markakis and finds himself in trouble. Good hitters count.
Nick with a 5 for 21 off the right-hander. De Aza off third, 2-0 delivery, and that's going to miss. And the count will go 3-0 with Young waiting on deck. Hutchison has walked 1. That was back in the first inning, and it was Markakis. De Aza making sure he's on the rubber before he moves off. Here's the 3-0, and he will get a strike on the outside corner at the knee.
3-0 changeup. Markakis just kind of rolling his eyes there.
Three ball, 1 strike count. Up the middle. Runner back. Hit the out. Field your position, help your cause. He did. What better way to commemorate an historic season for the Birds than by ordering the official Orioles Maryland license plate featuring the popular cartoon bird. The plate is great to turn every day into a game day and help support Orioles Reach community, with the proceeds benefiting a number of great programs in the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Go to Orioles.com/plates today. Reserve your plate. Show off your pride in Birdland. Third base, 2 down. Delman Young. Orioles down a run. Young will take the breaking ball outside. Delman a base hit, an RBI, and a strikeout victim. Young is the DH in the ball game. Played in left, played in right. Pitch to him. Young goes to third base. Kawasaki's got it. And the out. So the Orioles will pick up a run on a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on. They go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 Toronto. See back for the achiever in you.
Now, Oliver Drake, 5 years as a starter in the Orioles minor league system. 2 years ago, they converted him to the bullpen, or sent him to the bullpen as a closer. 31 saves this season in Double-A Bowie, 3.08 earned run average, 71 strikeouts, just 17 walks for Oliver Drake. 6'4", 215, 220. Trying to make it back up to the big leagues in that closer role.
Drew Hutchison, he's completed his work for the year. That will be it. Coming out of the ball game, having worked the 5 innings, chance to be the winning pitcher in the game. And John Gibbons go to the bullpen. Tillman still on for the Orioles. No walks and 4 strikeouts. Chris's delivery. Encarnacion at the plate will take it. He has popped out, struck out, DH in the ball game. Carries the 290 plus average against Tillman. 1 home run against him. 1-1 delivery by the right-hander will be foul back on the big cut.
And Chris Tillman let that one go and wanted it back. Fastball in the strike zone right over the middle of the plate. And Encarnacion, real healthy cut. He's trying to get to 100 RBIs.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and that will be put in the air towards the seats and foul. Encarnacion, 5th in the American League in OPS, on base plus slugging, 7th with the 34 home runs. Home run ratio is 2nd best in the league. He's had another big, powerful season for this Toronto team.
Yeah, even with missing that month with the quad, still approaching 100 RBIs. Will be his 3rd consecutive year with 100 RBIs or more. Not that many Blue Jay players would have been able to do that. Only Carlos Delgado and Joe Carter. 3 consecutive.
Tags that one into center field. He's got a base hit, low up with it, and the leadoff man is on here in the 5th inning. Don't miss the excitement of postseason baseball in Birdland. Place your deposits now in a convenient, affordable 2015 13-game season plan. You'll receive a pre-sale opportunity for the ALCS, or upgrade to a 29-game or full season plan and be guaranteed tickets to at least one ALCS game. Don't miss the drama of the postseason, all the excitement at Camden Yards. Go to Orioles.com/postseason. Don't forget, when you get those season tickets, much cheaper than buying on a game-by-game basis, and you can exchange tickets in those plans. So really, you set up your own plan by going with one of the either the full or partial season plan for next year. Popped up by Adam Lynn. Lynn has gone 2 for 2, couple of singles, so now he's 10 for 32 off Tillman. Mountain Man with that 325 average.
It keeps climbing. I mean, he's having a great month of September, hitting up over 370 right now.
Runner on at first with nobody out. Infield double play. And we'll put it in the air to left field. It's in the yard. Diaz is there, and he's got it. Runner back. One away. And as promised earlier in the game, our AT&T fan photo. Speaking of mountain men.
A lot of red hair right there in that beard. Right. Are you going to grow a beard in the offseason?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of mountain men, gonna go up to Maine
and
chop some wood.
I will be chopping wood. Did you ever try to grow a beard? You?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you have one?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Did it work?
Yeah.
I hate them.
I
got a real problem in that regard, though, because I hate shaving.
Oh, right.
I hate shaving. Can I just say that with a passion? Hate it. The only thing worse is when you get a beard, because mine gets itchy, and it's not very thick anyway. So that leaves me with no choice. Cut your head off. Now there. Why can't I do that? I could have a landing strip on my head.
I would love that.
Surrounded by forest. I mean, what's the problem? Deanna Navarro, Tillman's delivery to him. Will miss inside. Navarro's popped out, struck out. Runner at first, 1 out. One ball, 1 strike. 1-run ball game. The Orioles had a 1-0 lead. Toronto tied it 1-1. Took the lead 3-1. Orioles back. Towering fly ball to Hutchison right. 2 down. So we're going to get to see the volcano erupt again. Here comes Pompey. Oh, what a ball game he's played. Is that a triple and a double? RBI, 2 runs scored. Canadian native. Mississauga out by the airport here in Toronto. Got a lot of things going right. 21 years old.
Sure does.
2 down. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. I talked to John Gibbons before the game about him. John said we had no intention of having him up here number 1. Then when he played so well through 3 levels, we thought we'd bring him up, just give him a chance to be here, get the flavor of the big leagues. Then John said we put him in for a game. It was like, I can't take him out.
Right.
He's charging down balls in the outfield. He's barreling up on balls, hitting them hard. His first home run is off King Felix. That ball foul back. Tillman evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So first home run off King Felix, first career triple and double off Chris Tillman. So a pretty good way to start the season, or his career.
It is. 1 ball, 1 strike count. So remember Pompey. You may be hearing more about it.
His name actually came up a lot when that trade deadline started approaching. So he's one of the top prospects in the game.
Good fastball by Tillman. Got that one by him in 91. Well, Kobe Rasmus is a free agent center fielder.
Look at the high fastball just taking off when it gets to the top of the zone.
And according to Bob Elliott, his column in the Sun on the team, Kobe Rasmus will not be back. There he is. Thus, Pompey. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. Pitch on the way, and he hits another one towards the gap. Encarnacion's going to be able to score. Lowe did not cut it off. He's looking for another triple, headed to third, and he's got it. Vesuvius beware. Pompey is here.
Already becoming a hometown hero. Second triple tonight. Showing off the speed. Getting on a Chris Tillman high fastball. This is how you get on top of a pitch. Taking the bat head to the baseball. And the turf helping it get to the wall. David Lowe trying to cut it off, but it gets by him. That ball is smoked. And again, putting it into another gear for another triple.
A 4-2 lead. Infield in. Even though there are 2 down, we've seen Kawasaki lay down pretty good bunch. He's had 2 RBIs, 2 singles in the game, 4 runs on 11 hits off Chris Tillman in the ball game. And that pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. So that is going to end Tillman's streak of allowing 3 earned runs or fewer, 20 consecutive starts. Toronto gets 4 on 11 hits here in 5 innings. 1-1 delivery on the way. That'll be taken up high.
Well, that was a great run by Chris Tillman. I mean, pretty impressive stuff to be that consistent for that long, and he showed his numbers at the beginning of the game. And he has just been dominant. He's had some problems up here in Toronto and pitching in the Rogers Center, and tonight this Blue Jays offense just not letting up against him.
Big hop to short. Flaherty's got it, and that will retire the side. With Kawasaki out of there, 1 run on 2 hits with 1 left on base, and a 4-2 Jays lead.
Hutchison fastball, runner in scoring position. Yeah, it's David Lowe, stole a base earlier in that inning. Then it's a Pompey show, double down the right field line. Jonathan Scope overthrowing Adam Lynn, scoring. Kawasaki the ground ball up the middle. Pulls Clevenger off the bag. And the play at the plate. High throw. Pompey able to score again. Been an offensive machine in this ball game. Here's a look at the pitchers tonight. Chris Tillman, the 5 innings pitched. He's given up 11 hits, 4 earned runs. First time he's given up 4 earned runs in 20 starts. Drew Hutchison, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, couple earned runs. Remember, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
He'd given up 9 runs against Toronto for a high this season, now 11 for new high. And Marcus Stroman, coming off the suspension, comes out of the bullpen.
Now Stroman, real good fastball, 72% of the time. Couple off-speed pitches, 11 wins on the season. He gets a little bit erratic. The opponent's hitting 254, lefty's 236, righty's up 272 off of him.
Little chopper that's going to be fair. He'll make the flip to first base, and Steve Clevenger is retired. Well, Stroman, of course, got suspended for the incident involving the Orioles that looked like this.
Yeah, just let that fastball go head high to Caleb Joseph. Things started to get a little bit ugly. Showalter telling him to get out of here. No room for that. Of course, Buck Showalter and the Orioles a lot more to lose than the Blue Jays.
There is Caleb, not starting in the ball game today. 1 down. Here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson is flied out and struck out. Great play made by Ghost to rob him of an extra base hit and an RBI earlier in the ball game. Shift on against him. Goings moved out into shallow right field. 0-2 count. Performance by Hutchison outstanding. He's got a chance to win the ball game. Would be his 11th win if he can get it. There he is. His season is over. And a swing and a miss. Not foul tipped.
I've seen some pretty electric stuff here out of the arm of Stroman. Good live fastball, nasty slider here. Get on the side. Look at this ball just bite at the end. It's about as tight as you can get it. Bottom of the zone. Johnson.
So Stroman gets the first 2 outs here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Hundley, who has flied out twice in the game. And the fastball will be down low. Stroman's got some zip. And that ball delivered to the plate. No question about it. Can it control it and himself? That'll be outside. A little bit of a slider right there that misses. Stroman out of the bullpen and as a starter. 20 starts, 6 relief appearances now. Keep him working out of the pen for the weekend. May not see him again. Depends on how many pitches are thrown here in this game. 2 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Nick Hundley will take the pitch away. Stroman against the Orioles this season, only that 1 game. 5 runs, 9 hits. That ball grounded towards the hole. Reyes over. Plays it off the carpet. Tough angle throw, and he makes it. So the Orioles are retired in order. 6 innings for the O's at the plate, and they trail 4-2. Tillman, great catch, Pompey. And then we have Pompey all over the place. Squeeze bunts, Bautista line drive, what could have been a big inning. Clevenger goes to the bag, but Toronto still within the shadow of the CN Tower, able to take a 4-2 lead. 4-11-1, 2-5-1. Tillman's going to remain on for the Orioles, working into the 6th inning. The 11 hits, the most that he has surrendered this season to any ball club. Mike was talking about games pitched here. This is the 8th time he's pitched at Rogers Center. His record in the other 7, 2-3, with an ERA of 5.79 here in this ballpark. Anthony Gose He has singled and struck out Ghost, Goings, and Reyes. He'll be coming to the plate against Tillman again. Johnson in at third base, recognizing the speed of the center fielder. Hitting .263 off the Orioles this year. He'll take the off-speed pitch. It is in there for a strike. Ryan Webb in the bullpen. With Rasmus gone, the center fielder, Ghost, could well be their starter there next year. Anthony Pillar is another one that maybe have a platoon system, and if Pompey is for real, does he fit into the mix? 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and a heater upstairs that he went after. Ghost couldn't catch it, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, the Blue Jays might end up kind of changing the philosophy of the American League East if they keep all the speed around. Typically, you see the bopper lineups, a lot of sluggers, 1 through 9.
Fooled him on that one. No need to tag as he walks far enough away to be called out by Tony Randazzo, the home plate umpire. Tillman gets his 5th strikeout.
Tillman, a couple real good breaking balls thrown right there to Ghost. Finishing curve down low.
Showalter watching intently, and every day preparing for the postseason. Orioles staff meeting today. Talk about those things. And the pitch will be taken on the outside corner for a strike. Dan Duquette is here, obviously, to be involved in those meetings. Goings has singled, grounded out. Reyes waiting on deck. Tillman with the 0-1 delivery. That'll be floated away. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And through all that, Chris Tillman, just the 89 pitches right now. So a couple quick outs mixed in. Of course, they were swinging early when he was showing that he was going to be aggressive in the zone, trying to get ahead. The bottom of the lineup was really getting after it, picking up their base hits.
Goings 2-1. And he'll lift the arms, but it's a strike on the inside corner. Tomorrow, remember, it is a 4 o'clock game. Wei-Yin Chen against J.A. Happ. Be on the air at 3:30. Masson 2, 4 o'clock for the ball game, and then Sunday it's a 1 o'clock game, so 12:30 owes extra. 1 o'clock. Gonzalez will start for the Orioles against R.A. Dickey. Fouled back and no play. Like Showalter saying before the game today, just trying to get everybody in. So Sunday's going to be Gonzalez start. Probably won't go too very long. And then everybody that Buck feels needs to have a day of work will be put in that game on Sunday.
Yeah, well, it depends on, who gets used tonight and in tomorrow's game from the bullpen, but certainly don't want guys to sit too long. It's going to be a nice little break before the postseason begins. You want to get the guys to work, make them feel good. I'd be surprised if they have some sort of simulated game, on one of the off days when they get back to Camden Yards, or just pitchers thrown in the bullpen.
They've 86 the idea of anybody going to Sarasota to play there.
Right.
Everybody's, if they're going to play, it'll be simulated games at home. 2-2 delivery on the way. Shattered bad ground ball to second. Jonathan Stoke. 2 down. Top of the order. Reyes coming up. Kids Peace, in partnership with the O's and Buck and Angela Showalter, invite you to run or walk in the 5th annual Kids Peace Trick or Trot 5K. It's Saturday, November 1 at Oriole Park. You can dress in your favorite Halloween costume, enjoy a great course that ends in the field. There'll be prizes for the top runners and age group winners. Most importantly, the proceeds benefit Kids Peace Foster Care and community programs in Maryland and D.C. To register, go to kidspeace.org/5K run. Here is Reyes, a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game. We were talking, Mike and I were, about what do you do if you Buck Showalter and you got a knuckleballer R.A. Dickey pitching on Sunday, the last game? Who do you put in to start? Position play.
Yeah, I mean, there is some concern there because you don't want guys to be so off balance and confused. Now, R.A. Dickey, if his knuckleball is on, he can really screw hitters up. A lot of times we see guys go into a funk for about a week or so. So you'd like him hitters that face the more traditional type of pitcher. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he asks you or I if we want to suit up, maybe get some at bats.
Yeah, I can understand. That would be interesting, though, to see who he plays on Sunday.
We will.
I mean, you got to figure tomorrow he's probably going to try and get what you would look at as a regular lineup in, and then Sunday go back to those who haven't played a lot, and maybe those who'll be in the so-called taxi squad. Clevenger's got it at first base. Reyes is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tillman. We've completed 6 here in Toronto. 4-2. Of ESPN.com regarding the Dodgers, who have clinched the division. There are concerns on the rotation once you get by Kershaw and Greinke. The middle relief is a concern. The defense isn't great, and Mattingly's postseason tactics last year were questionable. But this looks like a lineup that will score some runs. They have taken that #1 spot in the division, and the Dodgers will get another shot at it in the World Series run.
Is the rotation really that questionable after you get through?
Well, if you're
yeah.
comparing it to those two, probably it is, but who wouldn't be?
Right, exactly.
Here is Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty has doubled and struck out. Shift on against him. Jonathan Scope, De Aza due up. Stroman's pitch swung on and missed. Stroman retired the side. 1-2-3 in the 6th. Coming on for Drew Hutchison, the starter. Oh, 0-1 delivery. Something off that pitch. Had pretty good action on it. 0-2.
Yeah, well, you got to gear up for that fastball, and he just drops a really good changeup on Ryan Flaherty with some good movement. 86 miles an hour, just working down and away.
And a swing and a miss. So another strikeout. Flaherty retired. That's 2 for Stroman. That's 10 between Hutchison and Stroman.
Well, take a look at the Nissan pitch track here. Back-to-back changeups. Really trying to locate. You see the circle change grip. Look at this ball just dive at the end. Trying to work that down and away spot. All 3 pitches filling up that quadrant.
Jonathan Scope has singled and scored, and he has struck out. And he'll take the fastball for a strike. Delman Young, RBI in the 1st inning. RBI ground ball by David Lowe in the 5th. Accounting for the 2 Oriole runs on 5 hits. 4 runs, 11 hits for Toronto. Stroman. Get out.
Stroman stuff pretty much electric right now. Live fastball, good movement. All on the knuckles of Jonathan Scope there.
Sure doesn't look like a pitcher who was on suspension.
No.
He's kept himself ready to go with his side work. 2 down, nobody on. De Aza. He'll take the pitch for a strike. De Aza's had a double. He has flied out, struck out. Orioles have stranded 5 in the game. 3 of those have been in scoring position. Stroman had that 5-game suspension to that pitch incident against the Orioles we showed you, coming off it today. And ahead on the count here, 0-2. The guys are just stepping out a little bit, trying to slow him down. Fouled off. Keeps his at-bat alive.
Left that changeup up in the zone. Got away with one there. Didn't finish it. You get ahead 0-2. You can afford to miss. Typically miss down and out of the zone. He wants that changeup down and away. He left that one hanging.
De Aza waiting on it. That one will be fouled off. The article by Bob Elliott we were talking about, he looked at the rotation for next year and said Dickey, Mark Burley, Stroman, L.A. Happ, Drew Hutchison, and maybe Aaron Sanchez, or maybe Sanchez gets the closer role to start the year. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that'll miss down low. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Toronto on top, 4-2. Orioles batting here in the 7th inning. Ball put up in the air, goes for shaded that way, almost right where the ball is hit. And he's got it. 1, 2, 3 innings, 6 in a row, set down by Stroman. Here in Toronto, 7th inning stretch time in the final weekend of the regular season MLB.
Battle for him. Well, Blue Jays offense put some pressure on, but he had some good life on the fastball there, getting Navarro. Encarnacion going down on the heater. Ghost as well. Batista, though, he gets a look at the good change. And Ghost going down on the nasty curve. So Chris Tillman, good flashes of quality stuff. Really tried to establish that fastball. Went to it much more than he has during the season, 62% of the time. You see the changeup number up a little bit as well. We're trying to fine-tune those 2 pitches before the postseason. So 6 innings, give up 11 hits, 4 earned runs for Chris Tillman. Now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. This pitching change should be quick, just like the Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. So Jiffy Lube, they get you in and out fast, and you never need an appointment. Ryan Webb now on for the Orioles, using that fastball 59% of the time. A good 2-seamer, runs hard in on the right-handers, away from the lefties. Breaking ball, the sweeping slider at 32% of the time. The change, 9%. So his 51st appearance this season, 3.86 earned run average. The opponent's hitting 257. Lefties down to 212, and righties at 280.
So Tillman's going to hope the Orioles can come back in this ball game. If he has a win, which he can't get, or a no decision, which he could get, he will have the most road starts without a loss since 1914 in Major League Baseball. But the Orioles are going to have a comeback and take him off the hook on the loss side for that to happen. Here is Bautista. Bautista's gone 0 for 3 in the ball game. The Orioles put the big shift on against him. Heart of this order, Encarnacion and then Lynn. Bottom half of the 7th inning. 1-0 delivery on the way. The fastball is there. That letter high strike. Andrew Miller in the bullpen for the Orioles. Showalter, we talked about getting guys to work. He'll start that tonight.
Yeah. Well, it never really stops. I just think he's concerned that he doesn't want a guy to go through the weekend and then next thing you know have a week off of not throwing. So maybe mix it up a little bit in the next couple of days.
Bautista's 2 for 3 with a home run off Webb. Two ball, 1 strike delivery. Bautista will put it up in the air. First base, foul territory. Clevenger is there. 1 down, bottom of the 7th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Harry Thorne and Mike Wardick with you. The Orioles down by a couple. They've made a season of comebacks. We'll see if they can do that in this game. Encarnacion has singled, scored 1 for 3. 0 for 7 off Webb. And the pitch to him taken, and that's going to be on the inside corner for a strike.
Pretty nasty right there from Ryan Webb. A good velocity, 94, 95 miles an hour. And you see the movement just taken off, riding in.
0-1 delivery to him. Encarnacion, one of the few power hitters left in the game who does not pile up the strikeouts. He's got 62 walks, 80 strikeouts, and in this day and age, for a power hitter, that's a very respectable ratio. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Webb's delivery to him, and that's going to go to short and a base hit. He's on with a single, first hit of the ball game for the Jays DH comes with one away in the seventh. And his first hit off Webb. So Buck Showalter on his way out. Lynn coming up, the left-hander. He wants the matchup. So Webb's going to only work a third of an inning, give up one hit. He'll be responsible for the runner on. And we'll get lefty on lefty when we come back. So much to see and do in the beaches and islands of Sarasota and Florida's Gulf Coast. Go beyond the stadium to the top beaches in the USA. Start planning. Visit Sarasota.org. Spring training home, of course, of the Orioles.
And now it's time for the M&T Bank call to the bullpen. Brought to you by M&T Bank. When Baltimore succeeds, we all succeed. Well, Andrew Miller now in that fastball 58% of the time, and the breaking ball 42% of the time. It's power mix. Big fastball in the mid-90s, and then that hard sweeping slider. 2.07 earned run average this season.
And a pinch hitter, Mayberry, coming up, so we don't get lefty on lefty. We get John Mayberry Jr. As a pinch hitter, he's gone 3 for 6 with one pinch hit home run. Playing in his 13th game, only 19 at bats, a home run, couple of RBIs. Runner on at first, one out, 7th inning. And Hundley will come out to talk to Andrew Miller. Mayberry pinch hitting for Lynn, who had a couple of base hits, 2 for 3, and a run scored in the game.
Well, you pick your poison if you're the opposing manager. Andrew Miller tough on both lefties and righties. See his inherited runners stranded at 83%.
Mayberry has faced Miller once, gone 1 for 1 against him. Against left-handers, 273, 23 points higher than against right-handers in the chances he's had, which haven't been many for Mayberry with the big club this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Fastball will be taken away. Andrew Miller. And he get that ground ball for a double play. 2-1 delivery, and that's way outside. Miller turns away in disgust after the release on that one as the count goes to 3-1.
Just trying to get the timing down to that delivery. A lot of times when he breaks his hands, the big arms and legs kind of separate and get long, and if his legs start leading first, that arm, it will never catch up and try to overthrow or speed something up to get it back on top.
And he walked it. So Mayberry is on as Miller surrenders the first walk picked up by Toronto in the game. First and second now, 1 away. And Miller, 2 on, 1 out, faces Navarro. Down to Navarro. Chance to add to the Toronto lead. Navarro 283 off lefties, about the same off right-handers, not much of a difference. Their catcher has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Encarnacion at second, Mayberry at first. And Navarro takes the pitch up high for a ball.
Just losing his fastball there, arm side up and away. As that front side is flying open a little too soon. Stay over that front side just a hair longer and get back in the zone.
Miller's delivery, a check swing, but it's in there for a strike in any event. That will even the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Miller this year, this is the 10th game against the Jays. He's worked 8 1/3 innings. 3 runs, 5 hits. Jays hitting just 167 against him. He's had 16 strikeouts against the Jays. 1-1 pitch. That's going to go to second for 1. The flip, not in time. Jonathan Scope to Flaherty trying to get two, and Encarnacion gets back on his belly. And there are two down.
Good base running right there by Encarnacion.
Here comes Pompey. Our Lexus Hutchison drive of the game earlier. Second triple.
Yeah, he gets on the high fastball from Chris Tillman. Pretty sound approaches. His second triple, he already showed his speed off. Pretty impressive stuff from the youngster. Just 21 years old. Considered a top prospect in the Blue Jays system. And showing why in this game.
And our Lexus Hutchison drive of the game brought to you by Lexus Hutchison. Step up to the Lexus during their September sales event. Go to LexusHutchison.com. Dalton Pompey, 2 RBIs, 2 triples, a double, 2 runs scored. Runners on at first and second base. And the pitch to him will be taken for a strike. Miller evens the count up at 1-1. Pompey has that 1 home run that he got off Felix Hernandez. Now has 4 RBIs. The pitch is there for a strike. Cutting in on him. Wow. Ricky having a little talk there with Randazzo.
Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. Now Hundley setting up down and away. That fastball cut across the plate. It only looked bad because Hundley had to go chase it. It wasn't in that location, but that was all of a strike.
And gets him on a good breaking ball. So Pompey is retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 are left on base. 7 complete, 4-2 Jays. Action, game 2 of this 3-game set. Wei and Chen will be on the mound against J.A. Happ. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 3:30 with O's Extra, presented by Dodge, followed by game coverage at 4. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Take a look. Wei and Chen looking for his 17th win of the season. And now the 16 wins, most by a lefty since Jeff Ballard did it back in 1989. He had 18. Jay Happ. Orioles were able to get to him a couple starts ago. Tag him for a loss. He gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, but he bounced back and had a strong start against Seattle, so he can be good. He's had an up and down year. Mayberry over at first base.
John Jr., his dad, played first base for the Jays back 78 through 82. Outstanding major leaguer. Now the youngster is playing in the same position as dad did. Here's David Lowe. Lowe an RBI and a ground ball out. He has struck out, singled, scored, stolen a base in the game. Stroman has retired all 6 batters faced, but he won't retire the 7th. Lowe gets on with a base hit, and the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning.
David Lowe really swinging it. Good short, compact swing right now, staying on top of the baseball.
So Lowe with a couple of hits. And Joe Saunders in the bullpen, second time he's been up. Nick Markakis hitting third. 0 for 2 and a walk. Nick with a .290 average against Toronto this year. Will take the pitch. 292 in this ballpark, brother, with 6 home runs here in his career. 1-0 count. Orioles have been out hit 12-6 now by the Jays. Stroman's delivery, and that is there for a strike. 1-1.
Nick Markakis, a lot of holes to work with right now with David Lowe at first base. Big hole on the right side, and then even the left side. Kawasaki really playing off the line, and we've seen Markakis work that left field line quite a bit.
Delivery to him will be down low, blocked. Navarro keeps it out in front. Lowe will stay at first base. So the Orioles are to make a comeback bid here, batting in the top of the 8th inning against Stroman, who's worked 2 solid innings. Remember, he is a starter, has been a starter as well as a reliever. In fact, primarily a starter. 2-1 pitch, and that'll be away. So Markakis will get it to the hitting count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Orioles have had 5 comebacks this year where they have trailed after 7. 5 and 50 in such games. 3 and 1. Not a big lead at first. And Markakis will take it for a strike. So Nick trying to draw the walk, move the runners around and get on. It goes to 3 and 2.
He may have been sitting on a changeup right there. Hutchison threw him back-to-back changeups after he fell behind 3-0. Get Nick to ground out. I think he might have been just sitting back waiting on that off-speed pitch, but it was a 93-mile-an-hour heater.
Runner goes. Reyes. They got 2. Reyes was going over to cover the bag, and the ball came towards him. He caught it, a line drive, and with low running, no way he could get back, so it's a double play.
Well, tough luck for Nick Markakis. Take a look. Reyes jumping over. He keeps his shoulders square to home plate. That is the key. You want to maintain your defensive range, the ability to make plays like that. You cannot cross your feet over and turn your back to the hitter. He stays square, just kind of shuffles over to second base, and gives him an opportunity to come up with a big double play.
So 2 down here in the 8th inning. Here's Tillman Young. Young will foul it off. We've had a couple of big double plays in this game. The Orioles got one in the 2nd inning when it looked like Toronto was going to have a big early inning. Bautista hit into it. They had the bases loaded, nobody out. Bautista hit into the double play. The bases loaded and 1 away in a line drive that went to Clevenger at first and got the runner off first. Now we get a big one here in the 8th inning. 0-1 delivery, and that's going to be outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tillman Young. Sees Stroman for the first time in his career and fouls it off. Tillman didn't clean up a single, got the RBI in the 1st inning, then struck out and grounded out. Lowe with the RBI and a ground ball 5th inning. Those are the Orioles' 2 runs. First base side of the rubber, the 1-2 delivery, and he got him. Well, he's got 3 strikeouts in the game. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. Only 3 batters came up in the inning. It's 4-2 Toronto. Light.
Alejandro De Aza has been red hot for the Orioles. He gets a piece of it. He wants it to get foul, but here comes Dalton Pompey, star of this game so far. A great diving play in foul territory. The big out. Crowd loves it.
There's your line as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Andrew Miller worked 2/3 of an inning, a walk and a strikeout. Webb a 1/3 of an inning with a hit. Now Joe Saunders.
Joe Saunders on 64% fastball. He's got a little 2-seam fastball. Gets some ground balls when he keeps it down. And breaking ball curve has a little slider off that as well. A change, 13 games, 6.86 earned run average this season. 23 Ks, 24 walks. Opponent's hitting .355 off Saunders. The lefties at 300 and righties 376.
Danny Valencia, the former Oriole, is going to come on as a pinch hitter for Kawasaki. Valencia will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Ghosts and then Goins due up. Fine night for Kawasaki. Couple of singles, 2 RBIs, 3 times to the plate. Gibbons trying to get the righty-lefty combination and get a power bat up to lead off the 8th inning. And Valencia goes in the air, left center field. Low makes the catch. Pitch in and out. Aaron O'Day in the bullpen. Ghosts singled, struck out twice. Tanner's pitch rattled down to first base, fair ball. Clevenger's got it, 2 down, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Easy work right now for Joe Saunders.
Goings has picked up a single and has grounded out twice. Ryan Goings against Saunders with 2 down, nobody on. Can he do it on 3 pitches? No. The RBI is Toronto. Pompey with a big day with the 2 of those, couple of triples that he's picked up in the game. Kawasaki 2 RBIs, hitting back to back towards the bottom part of the order. 6 and 7, and a strike on the inside part of the plate. These 2 power hitting home run teams, none in this ball game.
Got to be because the roof's open, right?
Right. 1-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken inside. Too nice tonight not to have the roof open here. It started 68 degrees. Gorgeous evening here in Toronto. 2-1 delivery by Saunders. That'll be in the air to left field. Diaz going back. He's good. Good read on that one. And a 1-2-3 inning. Good job by Saunders. The Orioles get another chance at it. We go to the 9th inning here at Rogers Center. Orioles down by 2. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here in Toronto. 4 o'clock ball game tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Orioles rally caps on by the fans here in Toronto. Turn to the O's, who are down by 2 going to the top of the 9th inning. Stroman will stay on. Hutchison, the starter, could be the winner in this one. Valencia is going to stay at third base. They're pinch hitting.
Clevenger smiling. He's looking down at Danny Valencia at third base. And Danny kind of has to stay tight. You never know.
Ball put up in the air towards the gap in left center field on the first pitch by Clevenger. Pompey. 1 out. 1 down in the 9th inning. Take a look at our Major League Notebook pennant chasing page. The Royals lead the White Sox 3-0. KC got 3 runs in the first inning tonight. The Twins lead the Tigers 10-3. Porcello got tagged, 6 runs, 6 hits, and 3 2/3 innings in that game. The Tigers lead the division by 2 games. In the wild card, Kansas City up. You see Oakland and KC right now, with Seattle out a couple, Cleveland out 3. And not much time to do anything about it. Royals magic number 2 against the A's for that number 1 wild card spot. And the A's, their magic number 2 with the Mariners for the 2nd wild card spot. Tigers' number to clinch that division is 2. Diving stop. Mayberry. Fine play to retire Kelly Johnson.
Boy, that's a good one there. He's guarding that line. He gets full extension, step and a dive. Keeps his composure. Nice flip right there. Gets the feet moving. Nice athletic play right there. Recovery. To get the 2nd out.
So 2 away in the 9th. Hutchison could get the victory, 11-13. Tillman, first loss on the road. If it stays this way, he would be 13-6 on the year. Paredes is going to be the pinch hitter for Nick Hundley. So the Orioles need to get it done here in the 9th inning with 2 down. Paredes will take it for a strike. This is a save situation for Stroman. And a long one.
Yeah, old school save right here.
Hutchison's working the first 5. Tillman trying to work the last 4, and that is fouled off and gets ahead of Paredes. A 2-strike count. And that one popped up outside of third base, heading over into the seats. Tillman looking for his first save this year. Boy, he's been impressive. A solid 4 innings so far. 1 hit, low. He's faced the minimum number of batters, though, because Lowe was taken out on the double play line drive. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be fouled off outside of first base.
Brady's fouling off some tough pitches. Good change-up, start him off with there. A good slider. What a battle now. Seeing the electric stuff Stroman's been featuring. Shorten up, just try to put it in play. Get another hitter up there.
Should be his first major league save. And he just got it. Swung on and missed, tagged him up. Well, the Jays, a pretty impressive effort all the way around in this ball game as they come away with a victory. The final, a 4-2 win for Toronto, out hitting the Orioles 12-6 in the ball game. And for Chris Tillman, first loss on the road this year for the Orioles.